welcome to this edition of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, along with my brothers, Jaquari and Damon Armstrong, and we welcome you to our situation. We have special guests today, right now confirmed bachelors, but I'm not sure whether or not they have a intent to not be. Uh, Derrick Johnson, welcome, Derrick. Keith Barnes, welcome, Keith, and Corey Thompson. Welcome, Corey. Um,
Welcome, welcome.
Today, just to give you a little background, last Friday we had the young 30 somethings on, and it kind of sparked something in me. I saw we spoke about relationships between men and women in our community, and we heard some meaningful things from them, but also pretty funny things. So I was thinking about it. I said, "Wow, what I haven't heard through social media, through different things that I read, the perspective of the old heads. Now we've heard about the old heads, Sugar Daddy, you know what I'm saying? Papa Warbucks, you know what I mean? Trick, whatever name you want to put to it. We heard about it, but we never heard from people who are in that category. And today's guests, I think, have their own views about it, their own perspectives, and we are definitely curious to hear about it. With that being said, I think we're going to have a good time. I'm hoping that we have crowd participation. If you're looking at us on Facebook Live or you're looking at us through our YouTube channel, Strong Perspective Podcast, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe to that joint. Uh, Please, ladies and gentlemen, shoot us your questions and we'll respond to them. Okay? What I'll do is I have my first segment of the show, and really what it's really used to do is burn the first 5 minutes out so we can have our content on the channel without a bunch of colorful words in the first 5 minutes. So let me do this. Um, it's called Big Dog's Perspective. And basically what my thought of the day is, we have to really be careful how we communicate to one another, because some days you'll run into someone who's just not having a good day and is not willing to share it. But everybody can feel energy coming off each other. So me personally, I think the best thing to do is to have certain things to say once you meet up with someone. And then if it spawns a conversation from there, then cool. If not, just keep it pushing. Because a lot of discourse and animosity towards each other is always, I kind of attribute it to the timing of shit. Think, oh, it's 5 o'clock. 5 minutes, so I'm good. The timing of things. You feel what I'm saying? Because you have to think about it. People who know me, they see me as a calm human being, but the people closer to me know that I'm an animated human being. So it depends on what time of day you see me. See, I really and truly want to stress that. I'm not talking about giving somebody a pass if they're being a jerk or they're being insulted or they taking. No, what I'm saying to you is, do not jump to conclusions. That's my suggestion. Don't jump to the conclusion until that conclusion comes and smack you in your face. That's my thought of the day. All right, now. Quarry, how you doing today, my guy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Nothing bad happened. I was able to pull everything together at the end.
Cool, cool, cool. DJ, what about yourself, my man?
Shit, I'm always good. Let's go get it.
Okay.
And all the women that's watching, I shave just to kind of look, so I look half-ass decent, but I'm just, and I'm that lively character, so y'all know there's always that one ignorant fucker that everybody like, don't bring him back no more. Nah, I'm just messing. I'm good though, man. I'm straight. But if you're 5'4", 5'2", ladies, email me, text me.
Hey, Damon, how you doing today, bro?
I'm blessed, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure out how to match y'all energy, man. That's all.
Look, I see you coming in with looking all suave today. So I don't know what to expect.
And now and then I got to feel good about myself, man. That's all.
Yeah.
Hey, KB, how you feel today, boy?
Oh, I'm doing fabulous. You know how I'm doing.
Okay.
That I got control over.
Listen.
I'm having a good day.
Yeah. Corey.
My God.
How you feel, brother?
Momentarily.
Okay. No, let me tell you something.
Understood.
Moment to moment.
Understood.
The funny thing about it is DJ said it, but I wouldn't have been surprised that any one of you, the five of you, said that coming up in the
Facts.
knowing y'all
You
personally.
got to say it again.
No cap, baby. No cap in here.
You know what I mean?
He said,
All right, Joe.
let's just see how this shit go, man. Then I'll let you know.
The genie is out of the bottle.
Hey,
That's real.
When Fluke just said that, did y'all hear him stepping on the eggshell? Because I thought
Yeah.
I heard the
Mouse got quiet.
Hey, that was the message I was sending. That was the message I was sending. If you want to know the truth.
All right, well, when we do this, before we get into the question, Keith, I'm gonna go to you three guys. Keith, what is your expectation of the day? Why did you agree to come on?
Well, my expectation was it would give me an opportunity to speak on the subjects we talked about and kind of, I won't say vent, but just give my perspective of how I feel about the topics of the day based off my experience, and also to hear the perspectives of the rest of you, because, like I say, I constantly need boundaries, because I'll get out there. I'll get out there quick. Something will happen. I'll draw a conclusion. I won't jump to a conclusion. I'll draw a conclusion. And after a while, it ain't that one cow, it's the whole herd. The whole herd is
Oh shit! Hide the women.
You just try to see if everybody's temperature matches.
Yeah, exactly. I know one of you will be like, "Hey, look, okay, man, bring it back,
now,
bring it
brother.
back." Yeah, it ain't everybody.
I got to work Monday, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll let you back in.
Look, we got a couple brothers out here retired, and you know what I'm saying. So we're gonna do it that way. Corey, what is your expectation?
What?
Of
The next
day?
moment.
Oh, there is none. It's just like you have to live in it. Not without being philosophical and all that other shit, but it's like each moment is what Big Dog said. Not jumping to conclusions, not overthinking. You know what I mean? Like all of that shit. So definitely the next moment, just being in it. Like even when it comes to the dating shit we're gonna talk about, at least for me.
Okay. DJ,
Yes, me.
what's your expectation?
All 200 pounds, ladies.
Okay.
I'm just saying. No, but seriously, to learn from these astute, esteemed crowd that I'm sharing this platform with and to learn. So to share, to learn, understand, and hopefully this will make me a better person
Mm.
the rest of my few days I got left.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. Damon, what do you think? What do you think we should be? What do you think is gonna come out of today? That's a good question.
All black men on here just being honest, man, and speaking their truth. You know what I'm saying? Let people take it, how they take it. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's honesty. You know what I'm saying? And that's about it, man. Just speaking your truth, man, and let people take it for what it is.
Yeah, that's every day.
Man, that's deep. That's deep there.
Why?
Yeah.
My goal, my expectation of the day, man, is to be as supportive as I possibly can without tearing my entire ass and jeopardizing the peace of my house.
That's real. Clap it up for that.
Cause I got to turn this motherfucker off. Okay.
Hey, what they say? The screen go black.
No,
Yeah.
God.
Somebody better be dialing 911.
Here's what's gonna happen. He's gonna be like this. He's gonna be like this. Huh? Hey man, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Come back
a
over
break.
my segment. Talk about look. I got to go. I can't hang out no more, fellas.
You don't like your eggs well done?
Eggs,
All
period.
right,
Shit.
why don't we just do this? Let's get into the meat of it, man, because you guys that starting to wear your way to bachelorhood, and in different directions and things like that. So let's just start with the foundation. What is your definition of a good woman? And we'll start with you, DJ.
Wow. Mature, able-bodied, independent, and no games. Don't play. Know who you're dealing with. Know his age frame or time frame, because time is money. Match that energy if you can. If you can't match energy, he's not for me. That's the problems I see, and especially since COVID hit. This COVID thing kind of threw a monkey wrench in everything, because I ain't kissing everything I meet, and wherever she got, and with that damn COVID out there, unless you can kiss through the mask, But anyway, that being said, and just match that energy, and know what you want, and things like that, and know what he wants and what you expect from each other. That's it.
Okay, Corey.
I don't do the good and bad thing. I just want a woman, and actually, been in therapy, and you know what I'm saying. Same with me. Just two people that's actually been in therapy, and I think I run the lines with everybody else, and just being common goals.
Okay, so one of your prerequisites is she has to have been in therapy. Because you said it twice, so I'm just wondering, is that important to you? And
Yeah.
if it is, why is it important?
Because of me, like me going through it, it allows you to look at yourself, and that's one of the hardest things to actually do. So
Wow.
I know that if a woman does that, that's one that you're not fighting whatever trauma from the past, as much.
I like the way you explained that, because when you said therapy, first thing I'm thinking is she got some issues. But when you broke it down like that and explained that it's a healing process, then that's acceptable.
Keith.
Yes. What I'll be looking for is someone, I've said it before, someone genuine. Just someone genuine. You are who I see. You are who I see. Someone that can be supportive, that is supportive. I threw away that can be stuff. Someone that is supportive, nurturing, that's motivating, like cheerleader, so to speak. You done been out for a hard, you had a hard day, and someone that can come in and say, hey, sweetheart, I appreciate you going out there. Uh, I'm your pillar of peace. You're in a peaceful place now. You're back home. You're getting a break from the jungle for a minute. So someone that can do those things,
Okay.
and because if if someone disrupts your peace of mind,
Mm.
uh, uh, they pretty much got you. That's something that you can't really glaze over. That's a huge problem.
Okay. All right.
So
Well,
those are things that I'm looking for: being genuine, supportive, nurturing.
you said something that kind of piqued my interest,
Mhm.
and I know it piqued my brother's interest, right? Because we are not therapists, but us being married, we want to pretend that we're therapists. You said disrupt your peace of mind. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Explain that. What is it? What describe what being disrupted and what do you consider peace of mind?
My peace of mind is just my pers- personality. Say what I'll say is just my personality is more happy-go-lucky. It's kind of happy-go-lucky, and you all know me enough that I have a jolly type of personality that I portray, and I do that because that's me, but also I need it because the serious side of me is kind of dark.
Mm.
Oh
Kind of
shoot.
dark.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of dark. So to be, I don't have a good gray area. I'm either over here or I'm over there. So to function with the public, my peace of mind is to get you to be uh, respectful and cool with me, towards me. I'll offer that to you first. I'll bring that energy to you first.
What's the worst thing could happen if somebody crosses that line though, that barrier? What can happen? The worst case scenario.
Uh, Worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm. Straight up.
Oh,
Kick it to the
you know, I,
curb.
I don't. I don't like arguing, man. It's a dude. We fight or shut up. You
Yeah.
know, in the extreme, and they need to do a whole lot of arguing. But if it's a female like we're talking about now,
Yeah.
if we not married, I'm gonna go and cut that off and
She got
explain
to
why.
go.
Yeah, I'll explain why. This is not going to turn out well right now. All the words I'm thinking to say to you is cursing you out and being disrespectful. So it'll probably be better off if you go your way and I go mine. Quick example: um, female I was dating. We went. Uh, we've been to the mountains. We went to comedy shows up in Virginia, the Funny Bones, and we've been different places. And each time we go, everything was great. Everything you can imagine that probably went on, went on. But each time I come back, I'd get a phone call, usually at some weird hour, and I would hear something like, "You don't like men. You don't like women. You look down on women. Uh, you're a hateful man." And I mean, it'll just come out of the blue. What else she say that I look down on women that I believe don't make as much money as I do.
Wow.
So what I told her, I said, as offensive as that is, what you just said to me, I'm gonna give you the same advice I would give you if you and I weren't in a relationship. I said, I would tell you to leave that brother alone. If he treats you like that, make you feel that way, leave him alone. You could do much better. I said, and I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you leave this brother alone.
That's why I do background checks.
Yeah.
Make sure she ain't got no felonies.
Yeah.
DJ, don't give all your shit away, man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So,
You probably keep the background
Okay.
check on the D-Lo so
Okay.
you can have an advantage, bro. Hey, Jaquari and Fluke, you guys have anything to say what you heard so far?
As far as what was the exact statement, Keith, that you questioned Barnes on?
Well, what you said, disrupt his peace, exactly describe what that was.
yeah, my
Disrupt
peace
his
of mind.
Yeah, disrupt your peace of mind. I mean, that to me that could be a tricky thing. I mean, because a lot of times, people we meet in passing or whatever, they might not necessarily know that they're stepping on our toes. I mean, but like your mate, understands the buttons, and they got them special ones marked off, and that particular times, they're gonna mash them. They're gonna mash them. You can see it on their faces. They're gonna mash them. You know what I mean? How long? How many times do you put up with that? I mean,
Right.
after the first time it happens, do you cut it off? Is there ever a point that you think you could save things?
And that's where I get lost at in there because, I'll have one person told me, said, well, look, man, it might have been just testing you just to see what your response would be. You gave up too quick. That was the first time. No, that was actually the second time. But
You said testing. I mean, but what? My question is, what gives this person the right to test me?
that's my question.
Yeah,
Playing
I
games.
mean, we
Game
go.
playing.
I just assume we coming into this situation honestly.
Yeah, when we 14, 15 years old, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe 20. But here at 50, 56 years old, no. I mean, it ain't funny. It ain't.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke, you got a comment, brother?
The only comment I have, man, is that I understand, man, that relationships can be contentious, man. Especially if you know each other. Who knows? Who can hurt you more than the person you've been together with for a while? I'm saying how I am is like, okay, this is how the type of day I want to have, who I want to be, and whatever. I'm just gonna be that. Whatever comes with that, then I'll deal with it, man. I'm saying I'll deal with it. I'm not gonna sit up here and have these set situations where I'm gonna go to hell off. You know what I'm saying? That's what your brothers-in-law were forced me to say. That's premeditated and shit.
Yeah. It's a manslaughter charge.
Yeah.
Might get caught off.
And who knows where the hell that would take you. You know what I'm saying?
Leaking in there, don't you? You just keep leaking in there.
Me, I'm just like, I'm gonna be who I am, and if it applies, then I incorporate it. If it don't, then what the hell else am I gonna do?
Hey, y'all, and great answers, boy. And the three of you guys gave us some great shit. Now, here's the thing. I respect everyone's view of a good woman. Like, not saying that you're supposed to get my approval. I'm saying what I heard you say, there was a little bit of something that I incorporated, right? So, here's a more personal question.
Mm-hmm.
What's your idea of, I hate to use the word bad woman, but a woman that you don't want to deal with? And we'll start with you, Corey.
One that ain't been in therapy. Because that's what Keith is talking about right there. Like, those situations stem from our childhood. You know what I mean? And like, one of the things I always say to people is, when you start fucking, and let me put a disclaimer out there too, because I talk about therapy a lot, and I think people think that this shit just fix people. Nah, it just makes you look at yourself and stop looking at everything out there in the world. You know what I'm saying? And when you're able to look at yourself, you can have empathy, compassion for other people. So you won't be actually playing the games, or like Jaquar said, it won't be that. You know what I mean? So even to the next question, again, a woman that's been to therapy, again, therapy doesn't heal you. It just makes you look at yourself. So imagine a man and a woman coming to each other with a vulnerability where they can actually talk to each other and communicate. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, so let me ask you this then, Corey. What has therapy done for you when it comes to relationships?
Compassion, empathy, being able to hear. I think for a long time, it's what you said earlier, Big Dog, about wanting to have an answer all the time, or any of those things. Shit, you know, common human shit that we go through growing up. But when you don't have an understanding and you just live in it, then it becomes just a survival thing versus understanding your actions. And then, like we saying, how we're talking tonight, being better human beings. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay, DJ,
Yes, sir.
describe the woman that you would prefer not to mess with and not to, make
So
this.
for me is don't waste time projecting yourself. Early on in it, explain what you're looking for. This is what I want. This is what I'm not going to accept.
Gotcha.
And this is what I'm bringing to this thing. Don't wait 6 months, year, 2 years from now and say, oh, baby, I didn't explain that earlier. Or I should explain it earlier. Because along the way, for me, I'm going to let you know what I want, and I'm going to ask you what you want. So damn it, 6 months from now, I don't want to hear it that you didn't get what you wanted because you ain't tell me what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? And if you did, then I was a dummy and I missed it. And I ain't going to miss too much. So I want a woman that's really kind of a little bit humble, just a little bit, but a little bit of humility about herself. I don't, all that. But and if she don't have that going for her, then it puts a red flag up for me that she's bringing her past with her to this relationship. I think.
So, really and truly, is it good to get all honesty from a woman, DJ? Because what if she come out, you're interested in her, and she said something early on that you do not like, but you still take the chance, and she's not tried to change it.
Yeah.
What do you do with that?
Wow. Man, if she wearing that skirt right and them heels right, I might have to just take it for a little bit.
What if you wear a diaper at sex?
I asked wearing a diaper, she's short.
What if you wear a diaper at sex then?
What
if every time y'all get ready to get down, you wear a diaper?
So what we're
hearing
hearing,
on that one.
DJ, what we're hearing is you're mature enough to overlook some things if she brings, or the other things are more to your liking. Then
Say that again, because you came out and you broke out.
I'm saying you're mature
Say it again,
enough.
King.
Can you hear me?
Broke out again. Uh-oh, he gone. So let me explain. You there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, explain that. Say that statement again, if you would.
No, I'm saying you're mature enough to overlook some things, even though in the beginning she said it and you didn't like it. But if the other things override what you don't like, you're willing to overlook it.
I'm flexible, but not the big things. The little things I can, but the big things, that's the deal breaker. Because I'm giving you what you want. I'm gonna tell you what I got. You can see what I got, financially, physically, whatever. But then all of a sudden, when you get up and go to the house, leave in the morning, you ain't cooking the eggs and the bacon no more, ever. It just stopped. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't do that. Well, yeah, you did. You did it in the beginning, and the same for me. If I do something wrong, just be straight up with it. Don't play games. Keith, you said you were dealing with the 30-year-olds last week. And they're gonna tell you their mindset. A lot of them young dudes, man, they more mature than people give them for. But when you get in your 50s and 60s, man, you know what you want, and you're not gonna accept less than that. You might for a little while, fellas. But I mean, how long? How long? Let me ask y'all married dudes something right quick. The dudes that's married. Why is it a failure when a dude reaches a certain age and he's single still? Or he's been through 2 or 3 relationships, 5 relationships, but he's still single because he can't keep a woman.
Hold that question, DJ, because I want to go to Keith.
Okay.
Then we'll answer the question for you.
All right.
Yeah, for me, man, I just I don't want to deal with anyone manipulative, wicked as hell, and unnecessarily headstrong or stubborn. The reason I said I had to be careful how I worded that because stubborn and headstrong is necessary, and it's a good thing used in its right context. So I'm not saying that I need because I don't want to say I want somebody to be like, yeah, Keith, yeah, whatever you say. That not that either. But someone that's just gonna fight, challenge. I call it challenge my man. I mean,
Yes.
every decision, anything, any move I make, I'm getting a clash and resistance, even if they don't even know what's going on.
So is that stupidity, Keith, and stupidity is too strong a word? Is that naiveness to challenge you instead
I
of
think it's
challenging your manhood? Because it has nothing to do with your manhood. Because you're
yeah.
smarter, you making the smart move. So that's not manhood. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
It sounds
Yeah.
like it's just the challenge
Yeah.
period. I mean, being put in a position to have to explain yourself constantly.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, I
That's
understand.
what
I
it is. It's
understand.
like you. This is the one that grates me, and every one of you experienced this. You coming in and ask me a question about something you don't know at all. Like I give you a real one. Is it against the law for it's against the law for women to be topless outside? What's the charge for that? I said there's no charge for that. You sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Why isn't it? I said women can go topless because men can go topless.
But
It would be discrimination. I ain't
Whoa.
sure. I don't know about that. I'm gonna ask some of my friends. At that point, I'm pissed. Then why did you come to me to start with, and you asked me about something that I did 30 years?
That's
You
what I'm
asked me a
saying. You
good question.
retired. You retired sheriff. She
Well,
Yeah,
know
hold
what you
on.
talking about.
Hold
I
on.
gave you an answer, and now
Yeah.
you asking me, you challenging me like I'm stupid. You got to go ask your friends that don't know that
I get it.
that kind of thing.
I get it. All
Yeah,
right.
that kind of thing.
Okay.
But it rolls over into other stuff.
You know, that's interesting because I asked you that question because I don't disagree with you. I just
Hmm.
think that when it's not challenging your manhood, first of all, because if you secure the hell you are and you
Right.
give an answer. Now, if it's somebody like if she walk up to you and said, you know what, you's a hoe and Fred will whoop your behind, right?
Right.
That's a challenge of your manhood because, like, oh, you sleeping on me? You challenging who I am? You feel what I'm saying? And Fred got to reap the wrath of you because she playing games. You feel
Well,
what
the
I'm
part
saying?
where the man, well, I'm saying this manhood is because it'll leak over to the because when you
Yeah,
say, well, look, let me go talk to my friend because her husband does so and so and so. That's Fred to me.
but
mm,
see, but you know what that is though. This is my opinion about it. You know what that is, Keith?
What's
That
that?
is you didn't give her the answer she was fucking looking for.
She was looking for.
That's it.
mm.
That's it.
I think
That's
I
right.
think of
DJ.
it. I think of it as measuring twice and cutting once. I mean,
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
you can feel free to question the information that I give you, but once I
Right.
give you my answer, then that's my answer.
Unless I'm willing to change, unless I see what you're saying. But
Yeah,
if I'm giving you a definite answer,
Right.
yeah,
I'm secure in that answer, especially if I did it for 30 years.
yeah.
So
Right.
So if you approach me and say, okay, well let's debate this topics question right quick. Okay, that's fine. We can go back and forth all day. Because you have an opinion. I know what's going on, but you have an opinion. But if you ask me a question, a direct question, and I give you a direct answer, then that's what it is, and I don't feel the need to elaborate on that.
Yeah. It gets me because it where another part it gets me is like I'm somebody that you come to. She'll come to me when things go wrong. I'm the guy. She come to me, but then everything I say has to be fact checked or like I lie.
hey,
Like I'm like,
Key,
and
do not call yourself I'm the guy. Call yourself by your rightful name, Sugar Daddy.
yeah, that's a sweet Peter Jeter.
Hey, look, hey,
Right.
DJ,
Huh?
ask your question, and then after Jaquari does his segment, then the married man is going to answer it for you.
Okay.
Jaquari and Flute, answer it real quick because we still got some great questions to get into
So,
the fellas with.
so why is it that I see it that way? Because that's the way I'm looking at it. To my lens is abstract. When you are 50s or 60s and you single, no matter somebody might not know you've been divorced for 2 weeks or 10 years or whatever the case is. Some people look at you like you just a f up. You just couldn't do nothing right. I mean, how long should you stay in a relationship and be married and just be miserable, or should you just get out of it when it ain't right? Or you know what I'm saying? Why do you just stay there and deal with it, and raise the kids, and go to work, and get some dogs and cats and all that, and everything all right, like Bonnie Cleaver? Or do you say, what, I'm not happy, or she says she's not happy, and you move on without being ridiculed or being less than because you're single now, the second or third or fourth time for the
Okay,
married man?
okay.
I never,
Jaquari,
yeah,
let's go
I
into your
never.
Jaquari. We're going to go into your
I, I,
segment.
I'd like to answer the question, man, because I'm gonna
You-
forget my answer.
all right. Jaquari, you can answer your question and then go into your segment. Then Damon is on you after his segment.
Yeah, I never consider older guys or whatever that are unmarried or not in relationships as failures, man. I thought about it as their evolution. You know what I mean? Uh, Till death do us part. To me, that's an option.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not the same man I was the day I got married. I'm not. My wife's not the same woman she was the day we got married. Things change. You know. Uh, yeah, man. That's what it is in a nutshell. Just the evolution of a person, man. Failure to me means death. As long as a person is living, got air in their lungs, you know, and they doing what they want to do and being what they want to be, then that's what it is.
Facts. Okay.
You know.
I like that.
But
Okay, go on.
my segment now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I was at a work event earlier this week, and the title of my segment is Uncle Spoke Say. But I was at a work event earlier this week, a training, and I was speaking to this young lady, and I thought I was being suave and debonair or whatever, just seeing if my conversation game was still, what I thought it was. And over it lasted a week, and it was comfortable going back and forth, so it became, pretty friendly. And the last day of the training, she pulled me to the side and said, I had a really good time with you. I felt safe with you. You brought some, you brought candy or whatever. I was tired. You gave me an energy drink. Made me feel real good. You reminded me of my pop.
Dang.
I said,
Okay.
Your pop. I said, you mean your daddy, right?
Oh.
She skipped a generation, huh?
Yeah. She said, no, my papa, my granddaddy, he was just full of wisdom. He was a handsome man, full of wisdom. Had kind words for everybody. Always had snacks, and always took care of us. And just that's why I feel safe around you. And I ain't know how to feel.
Yeah.
I ain't know how to feel. I was like, fuck, I just, it make me mad, but shit, I guess that's what I aspire to be. So, so needless to say, I ended up shaking her hand and didn't hug her like I intended to.
Wow.
Cause
you got
shit, no, man, I thought I had something to live up to now.
Yeah, you should have handed her a pacifier and walked off, man. I mean,
No, hey, since you put him in that space, say, go home and take care of them babies and make sure they get fed every day and make sure your house is clean. Be pop.
I did tell her to text me when she got home. So, but you let me make sure you safe.
Was she a cutie?
Well, hey.
Oh, okay.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, come on now, you threw a grenade just now.
That's what I'm supposed to say, man.
Okay.
Look,
Okay.
long as you didn't give her your good candy,
Yeah.
it's all right.
Yeah.
Hey man, it was hey KB.
Hey,
KB, I had a bag.
he gave her the licorice, man.
No.
4th of July
I had a
candy.
bag full of bitter honey. Because I couldn't find no squirrels.
Okay.
Or no
Next
zags.
Make sure you have some now laters with you.
I even eat old man candy. I was like, God damn it. I got to change my life.
No. I thought you had the damn butterscotch candy, man, with lint all on it from the bottom of the pocket.
Been in his pocket for a long time. Yeah, baby.
Hey, before we go to you, Damon, with the answer to DJ's question, what I want to do, I want to encourage whoever's watching this live. If you have questions, please direct your questions to it. I'm going to put it up on the screen. I'm going to have you guys answer. And let's enjoy this segment. Look, we do this kind of thing every Friday, and we've been doing it for 2 years, and it's great, outstanding content from regular people who have done great things in their lives for themselves and for their families. Everything they overcame things, and they shared it with us all the time.
For sure.
So please go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done it, and understand this is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. Please, if you have any questions or if you have a statement, please hit us in the comments, and we'll put it up on the screen. Damon's on you.
Okay, Corey, run that question back one more time, man, for me.
No, that's DJ.
I mean, DJ. I'm saying.
So,
I want to address Corey too.
Is it a failure to be single at 50 or 60-something years old after having been married once or twice or 3 times or whatever? Is it fair to be looked down upon by society as like, you're not successful because you, i.e., can't keep a woman, or you can't maintain that relationship because it might be something wrong with you, or should you stay in it just because it's status quo?
Well, to be looked down upon in a negative fashion is to stay in it, man. You know what I'm saying? If it don't work for you, if it don't work for you, it just doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't get along, man. And the reason why I brought up Corey's name is because he talked about therapy. Name a black person in this country that don't need therapy, man.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, 1,000%.
We all do.
It's just like our food though, and what we eat. The choices we make is based off of what the trauma we have in our lives.
Right. So
if
a lot
you're
of
not
us who
dealing with
grow
trauma in your life, you picking these women. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Okay.
So that's why I said to have a woman with therapy, she has a understanding and a vulnerability about herself that she won't look at me like I'm critiquing her. You know what I mean? We're looking at each other like we're having conversations. Like just recently, I dated a lady.
Corey, say that. Let him finish his question.
I want him to finish, man. But the long and short of it is, man, if I come to an understanding, man, that things are not working out my way because I feel this way, am I being selfish? Am I being one-sided? Am I being that? Not to judge myself, but I can ask myself that question.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I ask myself that question based on my own personal needs. What I mean by that is, if I'm not getting along with somebody that I really want to be with, right, and it's not working, you know, and she said, "Well, it's all your fault," but I have the wherewithal to say, you know what, it's not working between the both of us. I have an awareness, so the onus is not on me. The onus is that, you know, it's not working because we both not seeing eye to eye. And that's just human nature. Nobody's to blame for that shit.
Okay, right.
Nobody's to blame for that. It just don't. Sometimes in life, things just don't work out, man.
Oh, no doubt. But there got to be the why and where it came from. Because we all came from somewhere.
The why, if it don't work out, the why is you know, it's on you. It's incumbent upon you to understand why you felt it didn't work out or why you felt it was this way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you with somebody for a certain amount of time, a lot of personal shit get caught up in that.
It do.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
How you gonna deal with yourself, man, if you listen to somebody tell you some personal shit they don't even know about you? They just throw some stuff out because, like Keith always say, hurt people hurt people.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So your self-awareness, you know what? This is what I felt it didn't work out, and this is where I felt that loss. You know what I'm saying? Not the loss based on somebody's opinion about me, but the loss I felt that, damn, I wish it could have, but it didn't.
I'm with you 1,000%.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the individual ownership to yourself.
Right.
I think what we was talking about earlier. So again, you got to have therapy to actually know that, because abandonment is real, and abandonment starts in the home. When a man when a child first leaves its mother, right, and the mother goes back to work, that's that child's first sign of abandonment. We don't know it, we don't think about it, and then you start reflecting that in relationships. I'll give you an example. Big Dog, I'm good.
Are you done? Are you done?
No, I was about to give an example. A dating example.
Hold on, Corey.
Oh, go ahead.
I want you, because I know what you want to share, and make sure that Fluke is done with exactly his statement.
Yeah. No, he's right on point with what I was saying.
Okay.
Because he's making it, he's talking about the personal aspects of it, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you can't avoid that, man.
Oh, well, I mean, for me, that's why I wanted to give the example of the date.
And there you go. It's on you, Corey. I know you want to get into this thing, so we'll get into the meat of it. And we talked about it last night. I don't want no sweat on your forehead, but I want you to be serious about this shit, okay?
Oh, mine?
Yeah, man.
That ain't happening, Jack.
Go ahead. We on you, dog. For real, go ahead.
I dated a woman, like now these are just words, internet, because I know how you motherfuckers go. But
oh shit!
I dated a woman, privileged, right? And I'm underprivileged. So my underprivileged and my underprivilegedness made me start to expect her to be a certain way. So it wasn't until therapy actually showed me, yo, she's never experienced this. Oh shit. So there was my first scene of actually saying, I'm asking somebody for something that they didn't come from. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Like they didn't have to always worry about things. Like even this is gonna go off track, but the black thought of a man, and goes back to what DJ said, after 50 or after 60, I don't give a fuck if I'm 70 years old and I had 8 marriages. Fuck you and yours. If you actually gonna talk shit about where I am in my age, and that's the attitude you gotta have, then it's not personal.
Mm-hmm.
But the judgment and us allowing that judgment to overshadow us makes dating difficult because we put ourselves in the way.
Okay. Damn, that's a great point, Corey. Shit. Stop that.
You told me to not sweat. You ain't see no sweat.
I'm gonna turn my damn
like,
ceiling fan on in a minute.
Great damn point, bro.
Nah, because I had to look at myself, Big Dog. You know, all of us, we know each other, man. So, and like we talked last night, I had to look at myself without being a black man for a second, without being from Brooklyn and living in so many different cities. Like I used to run away from home all the time when I was a young kid, right? So when I started to do relationships, I used to run whenever I saw drama, a fucking headache, this, that, and the other. Nigga, I'm out. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But that was all my trauma from my childhood. So until I dealt with that, I wasn't able to even see a fucking woman. So that's why when we talk about good and bad women, shit, I'm just learning how to see them, shit.
That's real.
No doubt. No doubt.
And like not here from my perspective, but from theirs. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like one of the things that was dope about her is, and is about her, is that she helped women with lactation. So she made me actually even think about my mom. And y'all live with some nigga, what the fuck? Nah, like
Hold on a minute. Lactation.
What the fuck?
He getting into some Freudian shit right now.
Oh shit.
Okay. I just want everybody to catch up with you.
I'm with you.
no, my mother. Okay, so I'm a black kid. I'm a black boy, right? And I was raised by a woman. So me being raised by my woman, my mom, and my mom having me at such a young age, I didn't understand that shit. You know what I mean? And so now I'm dating this woman where she's helping these women actually breastfeed and watching them go through the pain and I was like, yo, did my mom go through that shit?
Gotcha. I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's always a different perspective after that therapy because at the end of the day, we don't know everything. We think we do. As I tell older people all the time, you got dope hardware, update your software, nigga.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, let me ask you a question out of the three of you guys. Great point, Corey. Man, all three of y'all, man. See, y'all brought your A game today. Stop playing.
I love this.
You act for it, you'll get
Quiet
it.
and Fluke, as usual, y'all doing your thing, man. Look, we the best damn kept secrets. Motherfuckers need to know. But the three of you guys, real quick. Are you optimistic or cynical about relationships with women at the age that you are right now?
Hell, I'm cynical. Shit.
Tell us why.
I'm cynical because when you get at that age that I'm in and what I'm about to accept, and you don't know what you want, you still playing 17, 18, 25, like you in that age group right there, and you ain't a strong woman about it and saying, hey, this is what I expect or I want from you in the party, then, you know, we ain't there. And you should know. We get conservative, African Americans, we get conservative at a certain age. They can talk that liberal shit. We get conservative. We know what we want. We ain't gonna accept. And I hear so many African American women of color, say, I don't need no man. How the hell you don't need no damn man? Shit, you don't want no damn lips wrapped around your face every now and then. You don't want nobody holding you, 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever. Because, I mean, unless you a hermit living in the cave or something. So I find that, man, and expectations are just not realistic. That's what I feel.
Okay. Corey.
One second, big dog.
All right, Keith. Cynical or optimistic, my guy?
Who me?
I'm cynical. Um, I'm cynical because well, I just believe that it's a motive when women are with it. For me, when they're dating me, it's a motive. It's not the Lifetime channel stuff where I ain't cute, so they ain't coming to me because I'm cute. We
That's the way I do.
I ain't bashing myself, but I got mirrors. I
Yeah.
ain't cute. I ain't
Yeah.
trying to be.
Yeah.
So, as they say, the T-shirt say, "I woke up like this."
Man, I ain't never heard that shit put like that before.
Yeah. So when they dealing with me, it's something that they see in me. So I see it's something motivated, something they see that I'm putting out. They think it's good for them. And I'm gonna what I got to the way I got to understand it was the Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson said something that was very heavy to me. I'll read it. It said, "Your relationship didn't work because of sex. We look for our mother in our lover,
Mm.
but our
Wow.
mother could never be our lover
Wow.
because our lover could never love us like our mother."
Wow.
Then he said, It's not in a woman to love a man like a mother does. Eventually, she'll turn on you. Your mother won't.
Man.
Everything a woman does for you is for her survival. Everything your mother does for you is for your survival.
Mm.
Then he said, Women love children, love your children the way men love women. So they love the children the way we love them. So don't opt for a woman to love you, opt for a woman to respect you. Then he finished up by saying, women think about their own survival when it comes to dealing with men. Women look for security from men. Love is icing on the cake.
Mm.
When he hit me, when I heard him say that, it was like windows open. I was like,
Mm.
that's why I've said this to Keith before. One time we went to office and we were having a discussion similar to this. And I said, man, I'm looking at these women, I'm looking at people in relationships, and they're doing these things, but they won't do it for me. The women I'm talking to, I've seen them, some of them, they've done it for other guys, but they won't do it for me. So that's why I was saying I was cynical, because when I meet with women, I see them with a selfish motive. Not that it's negative, but they're looking at me to see, uh, am I worth their time?
Wow. That's deep, brother.
Yeah.
Hey,
That
all
shit
right.
is,
Well,
man.
Corey,
That's good.
before you go, Corey, let me just say this because I gotta piggyback on what Keith just said because we've had this conversation and he
Yeah.
remembers how I responded to him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I told Keith, I said, when I was a young guy, I used to say to myself, why do emotionally needy women find me?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they always find me? They are different shapes, sizes, beautiful women, but they always seem to find me. And he said, I
You need that feedback.
Big dog, you went up.
He went out for a minute.
that's my fault. I kicked my joint in. Sorry for the interruption.
Okay.
Nah.
But what ended up happening was And I believe in God. I believe in the higher power. Is what it is. Now, if I don't do it on a more traditional thing, then that's my opinion, right?
Yeah.
But the bottom line is this: I told Keith what hit me was this. What came to me, Keith? Are you looking for them and not knowing it?
Mm.
It was me in search of them because my dad was my mother's protector.
Uh. Yeah.
My dad was my mother's protector, and that's what me and my brothers saw.
But isn't that the way it's supposed to be?
Hold on, DJ, because I'm making the point. So what I try to do, because what kids do is they want to emulate their parents. And unfortunately, because of their youth and immaturity, they go to the extreme.
Yep.
So what I ended up doing was latching on to people who needed me.
I did that too.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
They needed me. They needed my strength. They needed what they felt that I brought them. But I sought them because they needed me. Y'all feel me?
Okay.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
No,
This
no.
is not a right or wrong. This is not a right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
This is nothing, anything. But I wanted it because Keith and I always had great conversations about that. And I always gave him my opinion about it. And that opinion kept my sanity.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
That's
Because a
key.
lot of things that I was blessed with helped me keep my sanity so I wouldn't be out here far to the left or far to the right.
Right.
Sorry about that,
Yes.
Corey. Go ahead and
No. Hell
Go
no.
ahead.
I needed that. I like that you said that.
go ahead and I'm getting ready to
Oh,
put
I'm
something on the
optimistic.
screen. My niece had a comment. Danita, I'm gonna put it on the screen so you guys can see. And Corey, you go ahead and just damn. What was the question, man? Because I got caught up in my own shit.
About being cynical, man.
Yeah, cynical.
Yeah, I'm
Being
optimistic.
You're being Freudian with a sprinkle of Jungian. Well, never mind. That didn't come out right. Fuck
That
the
joke
whole
didn't
damn
come out.
thing.
The
God
timing was
damn it,
fucked up.
man.
Look, that's another
God
old thing
damn
that we
it,
do.
man.
You know when to cut it off.
Yes, sir. But go ahead. Optimistic or cynical? Because we'll address
Optimistic.
Lisa's point when we come back.
Yeah, optimistic.
Okay, why?
Because when we talking about, like, you got to think like this. Every day we live our lives in a box. We jump in the car, we drive to work, we drive back to the house. So how you even meeting any quality females? If it's 10 of them in your neighborhood, 3 of them gay, ain't nothing wrong with that. Let me make sure I say that.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And this is just an example. Jesus, please exclude that and exclude me for that. But you got 5 of them this way, this. So you got to date everybody with that one with 80 other wolves. So there's a whole world out here for me to not be cynical. Like there's other countries.
Good point.
That's what
Corey.
passports are for.
There you go,
Passports
Mr.
and
Passport
visas.
Bro.
Passports and
Man,
visas.
don't tell me y'all got that little passport bro to y'all, man.
Passport and
don't
visa,
do
baby.
that bullshit. But it is what it is. But I get your point, though, Corey. Great damn point. Damon, I'll
First
let you
of
address this
all,
first. No, I want you to address Danita. Because she made a point just now on the
wait,
conversation.
that's drawing a conclusion, man, that your experience encapsulates everybody on the damn planet, and it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? You're not speaking to your own self if
Okay.
you come to a conclusion about you draw a blanket conclusion about everybody. You know what I'm
But
saying?
we do that though, don't we?
Well,
Think we
you
do that?
doing yourself a disservice when you do that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's basically that's
Who,
just
me?
addressing my daughter.
Just
Oh,
like all men are dogs. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? When you was hurt by a specific dude, now all of a sudden you don't want to take a chance. Now, I'm not like saying women are wrong when they say it, but I question the reason why you say it. Is it because you hurt? You feel what I'm saying? Just like
Yep.
when men saying, I don't trust these women because of this, because of that, right? But it's like, yo, hold on. What is your pool to pick from? Where do you go? Do you pick them from the club or from the church? Where do you go? So don't tell us that all women are this when I know you know your spectrum might be wide, it might be narrow, but it's not the full spectrum. You
But
feel
see,
what I'm saying?
if we as human beings look at things in fairness, man. First of all, we have to make sure we understand in terms of how women are, man. Of course, they gonna move forward in their life and relationships based on security, safety, all that stuff. That's just what's innate in them, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like the animal kingdom. That's just what it is. We like to think that we as human beings are above that, but we're not. Women look for men. They are naturally attracted to men who they think that can provide and give them safety.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, is it fair for us to judge them when they come with that mindset and attitude? You know what I'm saying? Is it safe to judge them based on that logic?
If they
That's not.
treat
That's
you
number
badly,
one. That's number
if
one.
they treat you
Number
if they treat
two.
you badly, they treat you badly,
Well,
man.
yeah, there is that. There's nuances to it. I'm not
Okay.
saying.
All right,
There's
okay.
nuances to it. I'm just saying
Go ahead.
in general. And then when you speak about cynicism, man, where does cynicism come from, man? Cynicism is a reaction, man. That's
Mistrust.
what it is.
Insecurity mostly.
It's a reaction to something. Now, if you give it somebody, if you find somebody that you want to give something to, and you go through the process of it, and you feel like they don't appreciate it, should you feel bad about that because you made that decision to do it? That's their issue. That's not
Yeah.
yours.
Hmm.
That's their issue. That's not your issue. That's their issue. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to get all off into the well. I'm being played. No. You being who you are. They just not appreciating that, and that's that individual person. Ain't got a damn thing to do with you.
No doubt.
Key,
Yeah.
Fluky kicking ass, man.
It fucking is. That's why
Well,
that's
He
why
is
I'm
it.
letting him go.
But
But
brother
look,
kicking
I
ass for
got
real.
I got to throw a little in there because he touching on some shit that's real gold, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think I
Hey,
think I think
go
some of
ahead.
the answers that we get, man, right quick, people don't know really what our walk is because we didn't get a chance to do it in the beginning. That's fine. We did the last time we were on.
Hey,
I,
DJ,
but
stop. We're getting your perspective of this shit, man. That's it.
okay.
You
So with that
understand what
being
I'm saying to you? Because
so
I know you guys are great men.
so
You understand what I'm saying to you?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm saying it out
I got
loud.
you. But
So
when I said the reason I
go.
said
I'm
that
sorry.
when she said about being cynical before, sometimes it's about your walk, how you where you coming from,
Of course,
what you've been through,
of course.
and so that has a lot to do with your perception and your base of where you going and what you're going to accept, what you're not going to accept. Being a cop for 20 years, man, that's going right there is going to say to you, your guard is up. It's already up. Because what I'm looking at right now, are you trying to hurt me? What you
Right.
trying to do to take advantage of me? Because I know the street game, quote unquote. I know the whole game, if I use that word respectfully. So I know I'm not
Can't,
going to get used.
you can't use it respectfully, but go
Yeah,
ahead, dog.
yeah. I can't be used because I know exactly where it's coming from when words are coming out of her mouth. So and getting in your own way respectfully, I like that. But when you that's why I mentioned when you get a certain age, You already have gotten out of your way, and so you're saying this is what I'm going to accept. And I perceive women as being receptive or cynical, whatever. That's the way I judge. That's the way I look at it.
No, hold on. Hey,
What's the number?
Quiet. Hold on. I want you to talk, and I want you to say what you want to do, but also I want you to address what sister-in-law said too at the same time.
I was just gonna say, as far as cynicism and the police go, what's the numbers on the divorce rate for police officers in law
From
enforcement?
what I understand, it's 57%.
It's high.
Yeah.
It's pretty high. It's pretty high. It's pretty high. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I think we cutting ourselves short when we expect to carry that investigation into human nature over into our personal lives.
Okay.
I think that's
So yeah, it's not fair to do that to ourselves, man. You know, but see, are they willing to get out of their own way? I mean, that's a tough one, man. I mean, people have had, you know, even if you are single at a certain age, I mean, in terms of relationships, I'm quite sure you've had more victories than you had losses.
Mm-hmm.
So quite naturally, you know, you're gonna fall into some of the same patterns. You know, you just need to figure out at what point is this shit starting to turn. If you could figure that out with therapy, with open discussions, with you know, some kind of firm meeting of the minds, you know, then I believe, you know, relationships will go a lot further.
But here's the thing, man. I'm gonna push back on that a little bit, man, because when you're dealing with cynicism and how you respond, man, you all about winning. That's when you get in your own way.
I mean, yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Be it out of hurt feelings, being judged or whatever, you already on the defense. You know what I'm saying? You already on the defense. Are you missing special qualities about your own personal self because somebody made a judgment about you? Are you doing that? That's getting in your own way.
And I understand if you get a little sore and a little hurt by that,
Right. Because it's all about winning.
especially if you
When you feel that you're losing.
I don't know if it's about winning more so than just addressing my motivations, man. I mean, you know, when you address your motivations, it doesn't necessarily turn it into a win or lose situation. Because when I address my motivations, you know, if it's done right, then, you know, the benefits that I reap, it's gonna spread out to my mate. So win or lose, I mean, you know, from the gate, what's my motivation for being in this relationship?
Okay, now let's do this. I usually answer at least one or two of the questions. So let me just say this. Personally, Keith and Derrick, I understand their walk. The three of us have been in law enforcement for 30 years, retired from it. So we don't see life the same as everybody else. The reason why I say that is when we worked in our profession, we saw the negative side of human behavior every single day.
Jesus.
And had the expectation to be the solution when we're called, or the prevention. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No man or woman, in my opinion, has the capacity to not be affected in some kind of way because of that.
That's right.
So I say that to say that when it comes to my friends, Derrick and DJ, when it comes to them dating, you watch this episode all day, and when they say certain things, and I laugh because we had those conversations first and foremost. But also I understand that they have always, for at least 30 years, had to drink unfiltered negative shit
Mm.
and had to become,
Callous.
had to be normal.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Now, me personally, because my life, me and my brother's life, was the way it was, it indirectly prepared me for that. I can honestly say. Having parents who are truth tellers, seeing different things as we were growing up, it prepared me to see that negative, sorrowful, sad stuff that we had to keep our composure to deal with.
Well, let me
Now,
say this,
hold on,
man.
hold on. I'm almost done. So I'm gonna bring into the relationship piece. Think about how hard it is to look at your mate and not feel that way. I was blessed because of what I went through. I can honestly say that the job, no matter how, all what fucked up, and I've seen a lot of fucked up shit, the three of
For
us have,
sure. For
right?
sure.
I was able to come home and appreciate my loving family. But everybody don't get that. I just wanted to say that. Damon, you have something to say before we move on?
Look. I hope nobody take offense to what I was saying, man. What I was
No, no,
saying.
no,
No.
bro,
Let
no.
me make my point, man.
No,
What
I
I'm
don't want you
saying.
to feel like nobody's you
No,
attacking me.
I don't. But I felt I don't. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is the point I was making. I was speaking from a married man's point of view. You know what I'm saying
Yeah,
in terms of relationship.
yeah.
Now, DJ, I mean, I understand where y'all coming from. I get it.
Okay.
I totally get it. I can't put myself in your position and totally understand. I'm not making any judgment towards anybody. I'm speaking from what my position on this particular podcast right now, my experience from being in a relationship for 34 years. You know what I'm saying? What y'all saying, I'm like, damn, that's deep. You know what I'm saying? I'm not offering any suggestion. I'm just telling you what
No, no,
my
no,
experience is.
no, Fluke. I only said that because I know the two gentlemen. You see what I'm saying? And we've had conversations. That was it. No, I don't think they felt like you attacked them at all.
Oh, not
Not
at
at
all.
all. You know what I'm saying? Jaquari, did you have something you wanted to say real quick before we moved
Yeah,
on?
I just wanted to ask you guys, three law enforcement officers, a question, man. In terms of your relationships, your long term relationships, your interpersonal relationships, did you have an expectation of your loved ones to just automatically know what to do,
Mm.
in order to not, bring like certain kinds of heat to themselves? Did you take the time to tell them, or did you just assume that because you happen to be hooked up with a law enforcement officer, certain things that you can't be involved in?
So I wouldn't bring it home. You know, whatever me and Keith we in the jail, we fighting 6 or 7 guys. Now, I ain't the biggest cat in the world, but he's 6'9". So I'm depending on him to save me from getting the crap beat out of me, getting hurt physically 23 years ago, and it just matured from that. So and then when you get on the street and you become a street cop, you're on patrol and you see horrible things. I don't want to regurgitate that and relive it, so I wouldn't bring it home. And some people's spouses would say, "Let's share that. What happened? What made you? Why are you feeling the way you feel?" And me, I get a blanket and lay on the floor. I wouldn't even lay in the bed because I couldn't sleep.
Mm.
So, and then because y'all know I was in the military also, but I didn't want to regurgitate that. I didn't want nobody to feel that pain, her to feel that. And maybe I should have. Maybe I should have been more, what's that word? More open. you know. But yeah, that's for me. I didn't bring it home.
Yeah, I didn't bring it home either. The reason I didn't bring it home was one because I knew she couldn't relate. She couldn't relate to it. I couldn't have a conversation with her, and uh, once I got there, she was ready to tell me about her day. She was ready to give me what she had, and that was refreshing for me because it took my mind away from what I left.
Yeah.
So I would look forward to hearing, even if she was talking about some stuff I probably was wondering why she was even saying something to me. It was just refreshing because it was something different, and
Yeah.
so that made it was a win-win. She got the vent. I was listening. She had to listen. I was genuine listening, and she took me out of the sunken place for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real.
I mean, if I were to answer that, what I understood was because when I started in law enforcement, it was only purely to take care of my family. I just so happened to be good at it, in which I was good at everything else. You see what I'm saying? My whole life, other than making it to the NBA or the NFL, in which I wasn't able to do, everything else I was able to do and be successful at. So my life was well rounded. So when whatever I went through during the day, my family didn't know nothing about it. Because as soon as I took my uniform off, fellas, y'all can attest to it,
That's right.
it was like a blank slate because I was involved in the other part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? This is just what it is. You know what I mean? Because I can't say, and y'all hear me say this all the time, I want to be like everybody else. But circumstances has always put me in a singular solitary thing, meaning it wasn't no group effort. I had to figure it out on my own,
Mm-hmm.
right? And once I figured it out, I had two brothers like, yo, let's talk about this. This is how I got through this shit. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think? How did y'all get through it? You see what I'm saying? So me being able to talk to them about that, I was able to do it to my sons and be with my wife and talk to her about it. And when it came to the job, no, hell no, hell no.
Leave it at the door.
Leave it right there.
Right.
And here's the crazy thing: when our uniforms, it ain't we don't button them joints up. We unzip them shits and take it off.
Yep.
So they make it easier for us. You know what I'm saying? It's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
but
I
that.
okay,
Yeah,
I'm
go ahead. Go
sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead, Keith.
No, I was just gonna tag on to what you were saying. Was keep in mind also that you want to leave that at the door and not bring it to the sister in the house. But at the same time, at work, the women that we work with, they're in a mindset to where they're competing with men because they're in a masculine
Yeah.
territory.
So
So when
true.
you
So
talking to
true.
them, they're not in a feminine state.
Right.
Nope.
You know they got their little rule out too. They measuring their stuff too, right up with you. So when you having a conversation, it's like you talking to
Another dude.
a dude with a feminine twist to it.
Yeah. You know.
Yes, I mean she talking to you, but you have to get somehow at some point catch them when they not in uniform or
Defensive.
something like that.
Defensive. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So keep that in mind when you're saying don't bring it home. So where it leaves you, you be looking for somewhere to vent. Shoot, if we'd have had this platform being back then, we'd have.
Probably
I might still be married.
Yeah.
yeah.
Shit.
Because you just don't. It just don't happen. So look, great. Look, I'm a person say this is a great show. Great outside entertainment. Leon Bowler. Bowler is reaching out to you guys. He's saying you need to get your passport and become passport pros, which it is what it is. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I
It
got
is
you,
what
bro.
it is. Because you
I got you,
cannot
bro.
tell me. And the only reason why, your passports and you get treated now, just my opinion now, treated differently is because they can't speak the language. But if you came speaking the language and you made sure if they think that you grew up there, you're gonna get treated just like the same mofos that's growing up that they grow up with. But if you different, you're a different kind of flavor. Because we as black men, we unique, man. Our energy, keep it. No, I'm taking that back. Black men and women, our energy is gigantic, and we
Yes.
just don't know it.
And we love to be heard.
We just don't know it. So let's do this. Let's get into some of our last questions, and this getting redirected to the single men. So we lost Corey for a second, but he'll be back with us. When it comes to dating, what is it other than money? What is it that you actually bring to the relationship?
For me,
And when you said
Wait,
other
did-
than money, it froze up for me. Say that one more time. What in
Other
relationship?
than money, what is it that you bring to the relationship?
My bad, fellas.
shit, I
No,
like
no,
to,
you good. You
I
good.
bring calm and peace. Like
Okay.
literally calm and peace. We ain't fighting, we ain't scrapping, we ain't doing none of the foolishness. This is the game plan. I'm gonna treat you like the queen you are, as long as you're deserving of it.
Okay.
But
Now,
I got
stop.
expectations.
DJ,
Okay, okay.
DJ. I look. I told what we tell you last night. When you say something, I want to question. I want to ask this question.
Okay.
You said treat her like what?
Like the queen,
She
she is.
is.
She should. Well, she
If
should.
she's
She is.
deserving of it. So give me the correlation of that. What does that mean to you?
So the way she walk, the way she talk, and the way she carry herself. I ain't. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not gonna accept anything less than that, because you should know that already. If I got to teach you this late in the game, we got a problem.
So what is your expectation of her carrying herself? What exactly are you looking for?
Shit. I mean, your conversation is the first thing. The words that come out of your mouth.
Your
When
point?
words that come out of her mouth, it's gonna let me know right off. This is what I'm dealing with. Okay. Does she have a little bit of humility? A little bit. Does she have a peaceful nature about herself? You know what I'm saying? Well, cause we ain't gonna be fighting. We ain't all that. I'm not trying to do all that. And then the other thing is for me, the biggest thing is her personal demeanor, how she carries herself.
Okay. Okay. Corey, this is bigging you up, dog. So tell us, what do you bring to your dating relationship?
Therapy. I think again, growing up with a structured type of way, again, make you miss out on opportunities to be with a person in
Okay,
a
so
way that
hey Corey, do you want to elaborate on the structured type of way, or are you good with just saying that?
what's that? Therapy?
No, you said growing up a structured kind of way.
Yeah.
Thank you. Your expectation. Do you want to elaborate on that, or you just?
Oh yeah, I definitely want to elaborate on that.
Okay, go ahead and elaborate.
Again, if I'm coming into something with, I think Keith said it. Or no, it might have been Flu. With a conclusion into the relationship, then it ain't gonna never actually work. So I don't think I don't have any expectations, man. Like, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Because it's who am I to expect any fucking thing? All right, you know what I'm saying?
Repeat that again, dog. Repeat it again.
I'm sorry.
Repeat it again.
Who the fuck am I to fucking expect anything? You know what I mean? Like, again, the love situation with us and people of the United States, we got this ownership thing that I just don't like. Shit's wild as shit.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right? Why reinvent the wheel when you're rolling through the same old shit?
I'm not trying to run through shit like I tell people all the time. I don't do shit. So why you
Shit stink.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, I
Hey,
am.
Keith, what's your response, brother?
Well, what I bring is I do bring stability. I bring,
Stop.
I mean,
Reverse it.
You heard me say we're not talking about the financial sugar daddy. We're not talking about that.
no, not,
What are you bringing?
yeah, that's what I was talking about. Emotional stability, not the other stability.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was a strong word. That was a strong. Okay, I actually need to.
Hey, I know you was getting to it, man. I know you was getting around to it.
Go ahead, dog.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. I'm bringing that, which I guess peace, peacefulness. That's what I'll bring in that. I'm bringing also leadership in a point to where I'm someone that they can feel safe with. They'll be safe from society. They'll be safe from when they're in the house. They'll feel safe. I'm loving, nurturing the children to the person. I bring what else do I bring?
I'm here.
I like to do stuff, so adventure, fun, and adventure. I'm that one that's gonna take you when you with me. The rest of the world is gonna be somewhere else. I'm that thing she's.
Hey man, you ain't reading that shit. What you read, man? That shit sound too damn good, man. Wait a minute. No, I'm just messing, bro. I'm just messing.
You know I don't read that well.
Yeah, DJ, you crazy, man.
Damn.
But
He had me falling in love and shit. Like, what the hell is going on?
He said, "Damn, what the hell?"
That ain't you. That ain't you.
That's
No, I'm just messing, man.
you know how we do. Yeah, that's what I bring, and so which leads to my frustration because the way I was raised, I never saw that. So the way I'm wired is the hell raising and all of that other stuff that I grew up in. I'm polar opposite of all of that. I don't want any of that in my house. I don't want any of that in my house. And I don't want my family going through that. I ain't talking about an argument. You're gonna have an argument, a debate. That's human nature.
Yeah.
But our argument is gonna be about something. I don't care how heated the argument is. Her name is still gonna be whatever her name is. She ain't gonna be no black something or whatever. None of that.
Right.
It ain't gonna get personal. We having a debate about an argument about this thing, and then after that, I'm back in love. So that's what I bring.
That's mature as shit, kid.
Yeah.
That's some good
Like,
shit there.
that second part, man, I was like,
That's some good shit right there.
Okay. So we on this thing, man. This last couple questions, guys, and we'll start with you, Keith.
Mhm.
At the age that you are now, describe your perfect dating mate.
Dating mate.
Dating. I did
Dating.
that. I did that on purpose. Dating mate.
Dating mate. Okay.
Yes.
Dating mate would be someone that I could have a real conversation with, unguarded, a good conversation, and it flow back and forth that will actually let both of us get to know each other. No judgment in the conversation.
Okay.
About whatever subject. No boundaries on the subject, and someone that was open to the point to where she and I both would do things and experience things that was out of our wheelhouse, but something that the other person was into.
Okay.
Uh, someone, great personality, someone that had a sense of humor.
Go ahead and say 25 with a killer body and dumb. Go ahead and do that. Dog.
Ooh.
Look. I
Yeah,
said that to Keith because
wait.
not the dumb part, but Keith, for some reason, he attracts all the little young girls, man. It's
I
incredible
was
to
gonna,
see.
I was gonna say no. I can't do 25. I ain't been working out.
That's the danger zone right
I
there,
had to raise
boy.
the bar. So.
Hey, look, not
Hey,
the dumb part, but I'm saying I've
yeah.
seen it up close and personal too many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Mess around, be missing in action. Shit.
DJ,
Huh?
what is your perfect? No, not your perfect, but what is a dating person that you would be attracted to? That person that you would want to date?
So she would be in her 50s, ish, a little bit athletic. She does go to the gym, work out, even if all the time or occasionally. Uh, complexion doesn't matter. 5'4", 5'2", that area right there, 5'5". Um, loves to be adventurous, skydiving, swimming with sharks. Shit, let's go. Uh, and able to listen and will set me with no flaws if she's willing to learn and take the time. Because I got flaws.
Gotcha.
Lord knows I got some flaws. And
yeah.
and don't say no to me. Shit.
Well, you just revealed it now.
I'm in trouble, huh? I messed up with that one, huh?
Yeah.
No.
You in the fantasy world right now,
Yeah.
dog.
Hey,
So,
and there begins the argument.
Yeah.
with all this, I'm showing y'all all this facade. These women, or if there are any of them looking and watching, I do love hard, and that might be a downfall for me, But I'm able to understand that, just be casual and be forthright. That's it. Nothing hard.
Corey,
Common goals. I think it's what every brother said, but I think common goals more than anything for me. Because we're gonna have arguments, you're gonna have all the stuff that a relationship requires, but common goals, actually, for me, it releases some of the tension that each person has. I think.
good point, man.
Yes, that's cool.
You definitely have something in common. You can't deny that.
Yeah.
Got to.
So let me just say this.
Oh, she got to smoke weed or eat it or cook with it.
Let me say some your THC somewhere.
She got to be nice with it.
It ain't legal in North Carolina yet, but oh boy.
But
Well,
look,
how about
let me just say this. I forget the doctor's name. She was a sister, and Facebook, and I'm on page Facebook a lot. And when I run into something that's some real casual, deep stuff, I repost it. So one morning I got up and was running through my phone, and I saw this young lady, doctor. Her name escapes me, but she talked about how when somebody is bored, no, she said peace
They're mistaken for
is
boredom.
boring to people. Is mistaken to be boring to people, right?
It's a form of trauma. Yeah.
And yeah, and she said that because people have a lifelong relationship with trauma and upheaval, they don't recognize peace. So
Yeah.
when they have peace, they relate it to being bored.
Yeah. That was me.
That hit me in the head.
Yeah, that was me.
A single and married people. Because if you're so used of something going wrong, something in your life, and that's all you see constantly, then when you finally get peace, and when you process it as being, oh man, I'm bored. Man, you got to go back and reevaluate yourself, man. You really do.
We do it with our children, Big Dog.
Yeah, yeah.
We do it with our children, right? Our children get old enough, they leave home, they go to school. What we start doing? We start putting pressures on them to come home for Thanksgiving, Christmas, all the different times, right? Because at the end of the day, we miss them. And when we were raising them, we didn't actually allow ourselves to continue to be the people that we were before we had the children. So now, when the children are gone, we forget who we were.
But
And
you know what? You know what's so funny about it though?
Damn.
That's a great point, Corey. For real. But you want to
it's
know what's
wild.
crazy about it is our parents, you know, were able because my brothers and I have the relationships that we have because we were left alone when we
Mm,
were at the edge a lot.
yeah,
Because our parents was living their lives. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
Where before my father walked out of the house, he said, keep you in charge. We'll be back in such and such. Right? When we was of age. You feel what I'm saying?
yeah.
And to see them balance that and to reflect on the pictures that we have, right? And them telling us as we're growing up, like we sitting in front of the TV, my mother would turn the TV off like, yo, I heard it's a party up here up at the club. Why ain't you going? Why are you sitting here? And I'm saying that to say I had a different experience.
Yeah,
Because my oldest son, I let him live his life.
yeah,
I tell him I miss him, and I tell him I love him.
that's real.
My little one, I tell him I love him every day.
That's real.
You know what I mean? Because I learned how to do that. Because my
Yeah,
father never told me he loved me until I started telling him I loved him.
same shit. Yeah, same shit.
yeah,
He did not hug me because that's how it was back then. He didn't hug me until, and I was in college, until I came
Mm,
and took a hug from him. I took it from him. And after I took it from my father, from that moment on, every time we was apart and we saw each other, guess what he would do? And I'm getting
yeah,
choked up thinking about it. He
yeah.
hugged me.
That's a lot. That means a
Yeah,
lot. Really.
mine's never hugged me.
And
Yeah.
see, but that's the thing
Shit.
about it is,
Where it
I
was.
think about it, DJ. If I had not done that,
Mm-hmm.
would I get a hug from my father?
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So I said that in a long-winded way because we're gonna give you guys a chance to say some last words, but I want to get into Damon's last segment. In a long-winded way, is like you can break tradition,
Yeah.
especially if that tradition is some negative shit.
Yes, sir.
You are allowed to fucking break tradition, man.
Thank you for saying that, my
And
friend.
do not use it as an excuse
Exactly.
not to do it. That's my point. I don't use whatever happened to me in my past as an excuse for me not to do something that makes me feel good.
That's
That's it. That's it. Damon, it's on you, and then we're gonna shut this thing down, man, because we can easily go all night. Because you
Yeah, no
brothers
doubt.
fan fucking tastic.
Damn right. Shit.
It's on you,
I
Damon.
appreciate every one of y'all.
Real.
I had this one speech about humanity, man, and how it coincides with relationships between black men and black women and all that stuff, man. I had it all set and ready to go, man, but then y'all hit me with the peace thing, man. You know. And what is it? What does peace mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With all of us. What peace means to me is a reset button. You know what I'm saying? It's a reset button. If I'm able to find peace within myself, because I'm responsible for a wife and kids. You know what I'm saying? And they got their own thing that they dealing with. And who do they look to for that security and peace of mind? Looking at me. So I have to wade through the bullshit, the things that's not a real threat. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that's not a real threat, the things that we can wade through so I can give them a real conversation about what they're going through. But at first, I got to wade through my own shit. You know what I'm saying? So, be it through meditation or whatever, that night I go to bed, I'm thinking about something that's going to help me move forward. And when I come to a conclusion or a situation, I'm finding peace within that. The reset button. Then I can get up and deal with the madness that's going to come because it's never going away. You know what I'm saying? Nobody finds a utopia or Shangri-La. They just figure out how to deal with what it is that they're facing. You know what I'm saying? And in real time, you have to find that thing within yourself to say, I'm responsible for not only my own personal health, but my loved ones too. You know what I'm saying? And that requires sometimes telling them something that they don't want to fucking hear. You know what I'm saying? That requires them to recognize the fact that I recognize that they put themselves in harm's way. You know what I'm saying? And then in culmination with all of that, with me being responsible with conveying that to my family, therein lies the peace. And it's something that you work towards. You know what I'm saying? It's a process that you work towards. This lady told me one time, this is the last one with my mate. She was one of my mentors. She said, the reason why the world see Jesus in a light that they do is because he was on the occupation and he found peace in that. He found peace in that. He was able to function and give love and support to the most downtrodden who was going through the worst shit. You know, so so imagine that. Imagine being in the worst situation, but you can find a way to figure that shit out. That's where peace lies at, man. It never goes away. The danger and fear never goes away. It's about finding a way to not allow it to control you in your pursuit of happiness and peace. You know, so I was just thinking about that in my head, and I'm like, have I ever been in peace in my life? or was it a process that I went towards every day of my life? And did I teach that to my loved ones?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy. It's easy, man, to fall into a trap, man. And that goes with relationships. You
That's
expect
right.
somebody to answer all the questions in your life when they can't. When they're not even in that position to do so. You have to do that for yourself. You have to find that. And then you incorporate people within that situation. Hey, entertain me. How the hell am I gonna do that? I don't know what you know what I'm saying? Make things safe for me. Okay, I'll make things safe for you, but are you taking precautionary measures to make sure that I am in position to make sure you safe? You know what I'm saying? It's all connected, man. You know, and it just threw me off my square because I'm like, y'all talking about peace, and I'm like, damn, did I have it? No, it was just something that we always pursue. It's safety. You know what I'm saying? It's moving in the right direction. It's avoidance of danger. You know what I'm saying? And even when that stuff comes to you, you come together as a community to overcome tragedy and shit, which will bring you peace, if that makes sense to you.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
From the
that's
time you're
real heavy
born,
there.
tragedy's gonna take your life.
Yeah.
Having a life is the greatest and cruelest thing in the world. Imagine you beat out, like Neil deGrasse Tyson says, you beat out 999,000 other sperms and made it to this earth. You're a gift.
Ain't that something?
That's real.
Right.
Ain't that something?
All right, hey Corey, last words, brother.
Just what I said.
No doubt. Keith,
They are
last
right
words.
now all gifts.
Keith, last words.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say, well, first of all, the thing I would say before I forget it, well, what Damon was saying, that was so heavy what you were saying, because you can be in. There are people that are in a totally peaceful and tranquil environment.
Uh,
Up here, it's total chaos
That's
in their
right.
mind. So you could be in a right where you want to be, safe, the dream spot you want to be at, and in your mind it's total chaos. And if that's the case, you may as well have been in a war zone somewhere. But the other thing I was gonna say, man, I really enjoyed this, and I drew a lot from it. I drew a lot from it. I accomplished more than what you asked, before. What did you plan to draw from coming up here? So y'all totally surpassed what I thought I was going to get or was hoping to get. I've enjoyed it, and because I learned to look at it like what Corey was saying. You have to look at things from a therapeutic type of way, and I think the sister chimed in earlier was talking about getting out of your own way. That's huge,
Yeah.
and
definitely.
y'all kind of tied in. And the other thing I was going to touch on also was the comment earlier about being cynical. This me being cynical was just like Keith explained. It was just based off of I want to give you a real so you can really see where my head was at as to why I felt cynical. But I do understand that truly you have to be optimistic. It's got to be yin and yang,
Yeah.
and that's the battle with me, because I've told you earlier. My gray area is real foggy. I'll end up on one side or the other. I'll choose a side. I'll raise that way.
Yeah.
You us or them. It
That's
ain't
why
no
I went to therapy.
No, look,
yeah.
when it comes to self care, man, you got to start with straddling the fence, and then it gives you enough time to make a decision where you want to go, man. That's it.
And the
That's
last
how
thing
I
I'm gonna
feel.
say was Keith was something when we were in the office one day. Keith would say these things, man, and we'd be having a conversation, and I'd get shut down off a statement he said. because he looked at me. I laid my case out, and he looked. He said, "Keith, do you want to be right or happy?" I was saying something about pumpkin. He can tell you about pumpkin.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we were talking about last night. But yeah. He looked at me.
Hey,
Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? He said that's what it comes down to sometimes. So from what I told you last night, I chose happy.
ain't nothing wrong being happy.
We always do.
So
Shit.
that's all I
Derrick.
got for it.
Derrick.
So when I walked off the job a few years ago, I left everybody's problems that I dealt with behind. And to this day, I don't carry no problems. I don't carry people. I listen to people in one ear out the other. I find being happy and content is what gets me through this thing called life every day.
That's real.
And I'll tell you this right here, fellas. I'd rather be this gonna make y'all ears perk up. I'd rather be alone and happy than be with a female and be miserable.
Yeah.
Hey,
Whether I reach my expectations
I
or
agree.
I didn't make hers. And
That's
that's it.
real. That's real.
Definitely real.
That's real. Jaquari, last words, my guy.
Hey, KB, man, heavy is an understatement, man. You dudes got the internet's knees buckling, man. Hey, we need to bottle this shit for real. You guys did an amazing job once again.
Great episode, man.
You know, man, I always end with I value your time and I thank you for it, man.
Thank you.
You dropped jewels. Jewels was dropped. You know,
I knew that was coming, though. That's why I wanted to be here.
Damon, last word.
Yeah, I can't
I'm
wait
sorry,
till
Jaquari. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I can't wait till next time, man.
Yeah,
No doubt.
for sure.
Damon, last word.
Only time I'm gonna be selfish, man, when I say I can only be my best self, man, and that should be enough. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
That's real.
That's real
That's it.
shit. Yeah.
That's real. My last words is fantastic job. You met every expectation. I knew you would.
All-star
First of
team.
all,
All-star team, baby.
I told y'all because I purposely picked out outspoken, intelligent human beings who knew how to articulate themselves. And I knew that we all have the same energy, and it was great, a great experience, man. Thank you guys. Stay on. Once we get off live, we're gonna take about 5 minutes to talk it over. But look, this is Strong Perspective Podcast. Make sure you blow our channel up. Tell people to go and blow our channel up. You feel what I'm saying? Because we interview everyday people who are fantastic human beings, and they show it every single episode. And the reason why I say it is, it ain't about a money thing when I say this, because what we need to do is promote conversation.
Wow.
Real conversation, man. I believe, and I say this all the time, conversation is not dead.
No, they're not.
What's going on is it's being a little overshadowed because we get it thrown into our face too much. You see what I'm saying? The negative stuff, we get it thrown into our face. We do.
Yep.
Now, I see it as entertainment because I'm able to sift through the foolishness, mostly because of my life experience, but really because and Keith and Derrick will tell you, 30 years of law enforcement help you to sift through unnecessary stuff.
I can only imagine.
Because it helps you to do what? Hold a conversation
Yeah.
and hear a conversation.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'm blessed with two brothers who were just born to it.
For sure.
I'm in a happy
Yes.
fucking place. Do you understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't
Damn
lose.
sure.
Shit.
But look, please go like, share, and subscribe. And thank everybody, Bowler, Malika, Big Bill Scarborough. Thank you guys for your comments. We appreciate you guys. Hey, baby girl Danita, sister-in-law Benita, love y'all. Terry White Scott, love you too. Great job, guys. And Brando Johnson, I don't know you, but I'll get to know you. But
I was trying to
this
figure out who
smoke-
that was.
Yeah, I don't. But what I read about it, he acknowledged that he's a stranger, so we'll take care of that later. But this Strong Perspective podcast. Thank you guys, and we out.